Hello again, this is Janine from Free Modus Fishing, and this video we're going to show you how to load your tippet tender. There's different ways of loading. Obviously you can load your tippet tender by hand, but today we're going to show you, we do have an accessory where you can use any standard drill, and this right here is our tippet loading arbor that we sell that will make it a lot quicker and easier to load. One thing we do recommend that before you do load your tippet is to remove the cutter tool, which is very simple. Takes a standard screwdriver, just remove it. The reason for this is it can get hung up on your line while you're loading it, and you don't want to go cutting your line while you're trying to load. So we highly recommend that, especially when you're loading on the very first track. It's a good time for now, the track you're going to load, to take off the elastic band. This is the front of the tippet tender, the side where your blade is, and that's where the handled end would go in. And then this is the end that's going to go into the drill bit. So you can tighten that one in. And then the next we're going to show you how to wind it on the drill. So now that we have our tippet tender loaded on the arbor, we recommend using an arbor knot to get that first loop around, and then wind around 5 times, which would equal about 3 yards, and then take a marker and then maybe mark your tippet line, and then you can continue winding. This will just be an indicator for you. You can use a highlighter, Sharpie marker, whatever you'd like. When you start running low on your tippet, once this marker comes up, because it would be hard to know once you have the elastic band on there. This will give you an indication that you are running low on tippet. So it does matter on the direction that you do load this onto your tippet tender. If you look on the top corner of the screen right now, I do have an image there so that you can see the orientation based on the cutter on which way that you should be winding your tippet onto the track. We had mentioned before that you get up to 90 yards per track that's based off of 3X. So that would be 3 spools at 30 yards per spool. So what you would do is, once you get your first your first spool loaded on here, you would just do an overhand knot to start your second spool, load that on, and do the same for the third. Now, those knots are great indicators when you're using your tippet and you get to the first knot. Now you know you have 60 yards left. You get to your second knot, you know you have 30. And once you get to the little mark you made, now you know you only have 3 yards left. So you need to put more tippet in on your track. Okay, so once you get all your tippet loaded on there, you're just going to need to put your elastic band back on, and you're going to need to feed the tippet through the eyelet of the elastic band. One key thing to make sure that you're aware of is it's important the direction of this loop. One good way to make sure that you got it in the right direction is this loop should be facing the same direction as this little notch here in the cutter tool. So this is going that way, and this is going that way, so that means it's in the right direction. Lastly, just make sure you put your cutter tool back on and tighten it down, and then you're ready to go. And thank you so much for watching. This is Janine from Free Modus Fishing, and hope to see you on the river.